Okay, this is Athena Jezik, and we're going to do some work on the abdomen. And as I always start out, is I check the fluid levels and the flow and how everything's moving with the fluids, and that's out of lymphatic drainage. There's a little bit of fullness right in this quadrant right here, which is more on the descending colon side. Just kind of see what the tissues are up to there. Ascending feels pretty good. Around the liver feels pretty good. There's not a lot of heat and it's fairly soft, which is good. Yeah, liver's doing all right. A little restriction right in this part of it. Gallbladder is well hidden. Okay. Spleen and pancreas feels all right as well. Okay. So since the fluid is doing pretty well, I'm not going to do much lymph work on the stomach today. It's not quite enough. Now when you do the abdomen, it's important to always move in a clockwise direction, because that is the direction that the material moves out of the body. It comes out here about 7 o'clock and works its way around. Sometimes, however, you have to open up the pathway so it looks like you're going counterclockwise. You are moving counterclockwise, but you're doing it in a pushing clockwise way. So when just working with massaging the abdomen, the focus is primarily on the colon. So I'll start over here, and I'm going to be working backwards, but I'm going to be pushing in the direction that needs to go. So I'm tucking my fingers underneath the descending colon, and once I get underneath it, then I'm going to push my fingers down just a little bit that direction. And that's going to open the avenue so everything can have a place to move to. And then the next little space, come into it and push. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you can feel once you get into that. I can feel some nodes that are a little bit full in here as well. Deeper nodes. Now the colon is going to turn into the transverse, so there's a little elbow here. And then working again, and I'm still going underneath and then giving it a little push in the direction it needs to go. And I'm feeling for the anatomy, so everybody's anatomy is a little bit different inside, particularly when you get to the abdomen. Depending on sometimes a person's overall health, you might find the stomach in a completely different place. You might find everything kind of switched around, so it's important to know what you're feeling for, where the location should be, and where it might be. So there we have all this. Now with a little bit of vibration. You don't want to work on an abdomen like this if a woman is pregnant. It's best to just stay away from the abdomen, stay away from the low back, and stay away from the ankle area. You're working on a pregnant woman unless you know what you're doing. And this softened up the stomach quite a bit. It's not as hard or stuck, I should say, through here, but there's a little bit going on. Some of this feels like it's in the abdominis muscle group where there's some lactic acid. Might be the abdominal muscle a little bit. The spleen and pancreas. You don't really massage that. It's really more of a following the anatomy, knowing what's in there, and just letting that fascial structure unwind a little bit. At least that's what I find the most efficient to do. I know for myself, I don't always like having a lot of poking around on my stomach, so I've developed over the years a little bit more gentleness, perhaps, than what I was taught in school, and taking some other courses in visceral work, visceral manipulation, another Upledger course. There's a different approach and a new respect that I've found for the organs, and a little bit different way to work the abdomen with that a little bit of training that I've had in that modality. And the small intestinal group, the mesentery. Okay. For more information on any of this work, please visit my website. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. And I think there's a little bell up there that you can hit that you'll get a notification every time we post. So if you want to, you can hit that too. But thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it.